Hi, this is Freedom from Condo Planet. I want to welcome you to another episode of our video series on condos for rent in Mississauga. Today I want to address the question of, can your landlord ask you for a security deposit? If you've been looking for condos for rent in Mississauga, or if you're an experienced tenant, you've probably come across some landlords asking for a security deposit, or what they often refer to as a damage deposit. Okay, to be very clear what I'm talking about, this is a sum of money that should not be confused with the rent deposit, or what we call the last month's deposit that's asked for when you first sign a lease. They ask for a first and last month's check, bank draft to be provided within 24 hours of a signed and accepted agreement to lease. So this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about a separate sum of money that's not rent money. It's specifically given in advance in the event that there is any damage done to the unit, and that would be money that would be applied to fix damage that you've done as a tenant. Okay? Now that we've made that clear as to what I'm talking about, I want to be very clear. According to the Residential Tenancies Act, this practice of asking for a damage deposit is not allowed. Okay? Landlords are not permitted to ask for a security deposit or damage deposit. If a tenant damages the unit, the landlord is expected to pursue action after the fact through the Landlord and Tenant Board, where the landlord can pursue collecting money towards that damage. But they cannot collect money in advance. And that's what a security deposit and damage deposit is. It's an attempt to collect money in advance. So by law, that is not allowed. Okay? But in practice, despite the law, tenants are being asked for this additional damage deposit money. And to complicate matters, it's hard for a tenant to challenge that practice because they could risk losing the condo that they want to rent in Mississauga. If a tenant turns around and tells the landlord, listen, you're not allowed to charge this damage deposit, chances are the landlord will turn around and say, you know what, this seems like a problem tenant. It's going to give me a hassle for every little thing. I'm not going to rent my unit to this person. They may not give you that reason, but it might trigger that outcome nonetheless. So it's risky to challenge this practice. It's so mainstream, but it's not allowed, and that's the problem. Now, some landlords have become a bit sophisticated. They've tried to change the language. Instead of asking for a damage deposit, they're calling it a key deposit. Now, that's allowed. And they know that's allowed. It's allowed to ask for a key deposit, but the purpose of a key deposit is to replace the keys if they end up getting lost. So technically, according to the Landlord and Tenant Board, you can't ask for a key deposit where the sum is greater than the cost of replacing the keys. So if it costs only $100 to replace the keys, you can't ask for $500 key deposit. So this is where it gets really tricky. But bottom line is that it is not allowed. Landlords are not allowed to ask for a security deposit, or what you call a damage deposit. But the truth is, we at Condo Planet don't see this practice disappearing anytime soon. Most tenants would rather just pay the money than lose out on the Mississauga condo they like. The good news, if there is a light in this tunnel, it's this, that most landlords are very good in returning that money back to the tenants. I hope this helps. If you have any further questions, you can reach us here at condoplanet.ca. Thanks for tuning in.